Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. In today's video, I'm going to show you how I built this DIY portable air conditioner that can help cool or warm a small room. This is a simple project made using easily available components, and the best part is that it's portable, meaning you can move it wherever you need it. If you're looking for an affordable DIY cooling and heating solution, make sure to watch until the end because I'll explain every step of the build process and share some important tips for better performance. Let's get started. Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. Before starting this project, it's important to discuss safety. This DIY portable air conditioner involves refrigeration components, electrical wiring, soldering equipment, and refrigerant gas. Always wear safety glasses, protective gloves, and work in a well-ventilated area. Never handle refrigerant gases without proper knowledge and equipment. Incorrect handling can damage components and may be dangerous. Make sure all electrical connections are properly insulated before powering the system. Now that we've covered the safety precautions, let's begin building the portable air conditioner. The first major component we'll build is a condenser. The condenser is responsible for releasing heat absorbed from the cooling process. For this section, copper tubing is carefully shaped and bent into a compact design to maximize heat dissipation. The more surface area available, the more efficiently heat can be removed from the system. Careful bending is important because sharp bend can restrict refrigerant flow and reduce cooling performance. Once the tubing is shaped correctly, all connections are checked to ensure smooth refrigerant circulation. This condenser will play a crucial role in maintaining efficient cooling throughout the system. Evaporator fabrication. Next, we move on to fabricating the evaporator. The evaporator is where the actual cooling effect takes place. As refrigerant passes through the evaporator, it absorbs heat from the surrounding air, causing the temperature to drop. Again, copper tubing is formed into a compact coil design. The goal is to maximize contact between the evaporator and the airflow generated by the fan. Proper spacing between the coils helps improve heat absorption and airflow efficiency. Once completed, the evaporator becomes the heart of the cooling system, mounting on a wooden base. Now it's time to assemble the components onto a wooden base. The wooden platform provides stability and keeps all parts securely positioned. The compressor, condenser, evaporator, and other supporting components are carefully arranged. Proper layout is very important. Keeping components organized improves airflow, simplifies maintenance, and makes future repairs easier. Each component is mounted securely to minimize vibration during operation. After tightening all mounting points, the system begins to take shape. Capillary tube preparation and soldering. Next comes one of the most critical parts of the refrigeration system, the capillary tube. The capillary tube controls refrigerant flow between the high pressure and low pressure sections. The correct length and diameter are extremely important for proper cooling performance. The capillary tube is carefully prepared and positioned. After alignment, soldering begins. Every joint must be sealed properly to prevent refrigerant leaks. Strong and clean solder joints help ensure long-term reliability. Once the soldering is complete, all connections are inspected carefully before moving to the next stage. Installation of the fans, battery holder, and pump. Now we begin installing the supporting components. First, the cooling fans are mounted. These fans help move air across both the condenser and evaporator sections. Good airflow improves cooling efficiency significantly. Next, the battery holder is installed. This allows the system to operate as a portable unit without depending entirely on external power. The water pump is also mounted and connected. The pump helps improve heat transfer and overall system performance. After all components are secured, wiring connections are organized neatly to maintain safety and reliability. Isobutane gas refill. Now comes the refrigerant charging process. In this build, isobutane refrigerant is introduced into the sealed system. The refrigerant is the substance responsible for carrying heat through the refrigeration cycle. The charging process must be performed carefully. Adding too much or too little refrigerant can negatively affect cooling performance. As the refrigerant enters the system, pressure levels are monitored closely. Once the proper charge is achieved, the system is ready for testing. Operation explanation. Before turning the unit on, let's briefly understand how it works. The compressor circulates refrigerant throughout the system. The condenser releases heat into surrounding environment. The capillary tube regulates refrigerant flow. The evaporator absorbs heat from the air, creating a cooling effect. Fans then move that cooled air toward the desired area. Together, these components create a complete portable air conditioning system capable of reducing air temperature in a localized space. Air conditioning unit testing. Now it's time for the first test. The unit is powered on, and all components begin operating. The compressor starts circulating refrigerant. Fans begin moving air through condenser and evaporator. After a short period, cool air starts flowing from the outlet. Temperature readings are monitored to evaluate performance. The results show that the system is functioning correctly and producing a noticeable cooling effect. This is always one of the most satisfying moments in any DIY project. Air conditioning a room. With successful testing complete, it's time for a real-world demonstration. The portable air conditioner is placed inside a room. As it continues operating, cool air circulates throughout the space. Temperature measurements are taken before and after operation. The cooling effect becomes increasingly noticeable over time. While this DIY system isn't intended to replace a full-sized air conditioner, it can provide useful supplemental cooling for small rooms, workshops, garages, or personal workspaces. The portability of the unit makes it easy to move wherever cooling is needed. And there you have it, a fully functional DIY portable air conditioner built from individual refrigeration components. This project demonstrates the basic principles of air conditioning, refrigeration, heat transfer, and airflow management. It's a great learning experience for DIY enthusiasts interested in cooling technology and refrigeration systems. If you enjoyed this project, don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications for more DIY engineering projects, appliance repairs, and technical builds. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.